right? Oh, thank you, John.
Yeah.
In the 9th chapter of Mark, verse 24, is the story of Jesus healing the young boy. And his father, during the 3 years of Jesus' teachings, and one day out among the throngs of people, and a father coming up to Jesus saying, please, heal my child, heal my child. And in the course of their dialogue, and the father telling Jesus about what has been going on with his son, Jesus makes a statement that all things are possible for those who believe. And immediately the father of the child cried out and said, I believe, help my unbelief. I believe, help my unbelief. Any of you ever feel like that? You have faith. You know there's only one presence and one power. You know that that guiding source of light and love guides your life. And yet there are moments where it's like, what the heck? Where did I go? Where did the world go? What is going on around me? And I heard myself praying these words this week. I believe, help my unbelief. We are beings of light and love. We are made as expressions of that highest that we know of, consciousness of love and light that we call God. We are one with that light. And tomorrow, as we remember this lightness and love, and we will come back to that, I want to share with you the reading for tomorrow from the Science of Mind magazine, Centers for Spiritual Living. And the writings for January have been written by the Reverend Kelly Robbins, who is a Centers for Spiritual Living minister. A Day of Love. And they always start out with 2 quotes. The first one is someone focused on their writing. The second one is always in Ernest Holmes. From Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And I think I have this up here. Oops, I'm going backwards. There we go. Hatred paralyzes life. Love releases it. Hatred confuses life. Love harmonizes it. Hatred darkens life. Love illuminates it. Love harmonizes, love releases, love illuminates. And from Ernest Holmes, from the Science of Mind, love is the central flame of the universe, the very fire itself. It is written that God is love and that we are God's expressed likeness, the image of the eternal being. Love is self-forgivingness through creation, the imparting of the divine through the human. And Reverend Kelly goes on to say, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. stood for many powerful things: nonviolent activism, love, peace, oneness. He said, "He who hates God does not know God, but he who loves has the key that unlocks the door to the meaning of ultimate reality." Love is the energy of God. Love is the power to transform, the most potent force in all the universe. Love is the foundation on which all other vibrations build. Tomorrow, as we celebrate Martin Luther King Jr. Day in the United States, it is the perfect day to infuse love into all aspects of your life, especially anywhere that you find yourself struggling. Where in your life do you want more harmony? Is there an area in your life where you feel paralyzed or stuck? A place where hatred still resides? And I would say a place where fear also still resides? The question that remains is how to infuse something with love. I believe the answer to this is personal. It's different for each of us. Bring this topic into meditation and ask, how do I bring love to this situation? How do I harmonize this situation and be open to what may come up? It may take several attempts before you see how to infuse love into your situation. Know this, you will receive the answers you seek. Choose to see. Choose to be open, to see the love, to feel the love, and to be the love. And the affirmation is, I am surrounded by love. Everywhere I go, I am love. I radiate love. And when you find yourself in those moments, I believe, help my unbelief. Just go back to that meditation, to that mantra. I am love. I am love. I am light. In this chaotic world that we're currently living in, there is such a call to the light, isn't there? We can choose whether to live in fear or to live in love. And if you slip off into those places of fear and disbelief, of anger, maybe even hatred, if you go that far, it's okay, you're human. You're a human being. A 3D human person living in this spiritual universe. We're allowed to slip. But we don't have to stay there. We can come back into the light. Being in the light is the only way through. No matter what day it is, no matter what the weather is, no matter what is going on in our world, the light is still always the way through. In your days of darkest despair, in your days of the most celebration, to still remember that we are the light. I had found this video. We weren't able to actually play the video of Melanie and Julie this morning, but you can find it on YouTube, Melanie DeMore. And her song, I am sending you light to heal you, to hold you. I am sending you light to hold you in love, no matter where you go, no matter what you're doing, no matter what path you're walking. We are not here alone. If you find yourself in a place of worry, of fear, of despair, of anxiety, please, please, please reach out. If you don't have my number, ask me for it. Reach out to someone who is a safe place, someone who can hold you in the light in those times when you may feel the most dark. Reach out to that someone, whoever it may be, when you are in such blissful joy because something wonderful just happened and you want to share it. We are not here alone. Reverend Paul Hasselbeck, Unity Minister, author of Heart-Centered Metaphysics, Each of us must do our own work in consciousness to establish a new heaven, an elevated state of consciousness, and a new earth, sense consciousness, to establish new and higher states of consciousness. Can you feel that to be true? We must do our own work to join the collective in doing this individual work. This afternoon, while I am at the Methodist Church in this community service of solidarity and compassion, I will introduce unity as a spiritual teaching of universal oneness, of compassion and spiritual transformation, and lead them in a prayer of oneness. And there will be many other faith leaders from here in town who will be doing the same based on their belief system. All points of light just in our community. I don't know how many, I didn't count. I haven't seen the actual program yet, but half a dozen or more. I think more than that, actually. Points of light in Merced, coming together to hold love, to be the light, to share the light. Each of us must do our own work to establish this elevated state of consciousness, as well as sense consciousness here on planet Earth. I found myself yesterday afternoon, I couldn't shake whatever either I was holding or I was picking up from the collective consciousness. I do that. Many of us are empaths and we absorb what is around us, and we have to be very, very careful. And it wasn't until last evening that I finally found a place where I could just breathe. And I kept hearing Melanie's song go through my head over and over again. I am sending you light to heal you, to hold you. It can be challenging when we are in those places and we're out in the world to not let that flood out of our beings onto the world around us. We have an opportunity, a choice, a responsibility to remember to stay in love and light as much as we can. And I know you're already doing this. This is a public service announcement reminder to do what we all already know to do, but to know that you are not alone and that we are each going through whatever it may be together. A channeled quote from the Council of Light. The key to it, though, is really being able to understand that you aren't here as a human being alone in this. We are collective. We may be in one individual body, but we are in a collective consciousness, and we are never alone. And so it is.